3, 2, 1, live. Nice. Hello and welcome to This Week in Geek for the week of September 1st, 2014. That's right, we are back live on the air after a summer of hiatus off of watching amazing movies, reading some super cool comics, viewing some amazing TV shows, and playing some video games. So yeah, we're back, and I'm Eric Lucas, your host as always, joined by my I'll say long time, even though it's only been not even a year yet.
We've been together.
It's been a whole
season. Cohorts in Geek Crime, back for another season. Rachel Dick and Giovanni Estrada. How you guys doing?
Yeah, good.
Good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Have
it's
a
hot.
Good summer?
It's
hot.
hot.
I mean, it's hot here too. We're kind of simulating the summer in some way by having the lights here.
Yeah.
So.
But it's hot out, so it means you get to stay inside and watch movies and watch anime and play video games.
Yep.
Tons of fun doing it.
I guess.
All right, so let's talk about the news that happened. We're not going to cover any of the news we're going to try not to cover a lot of the news that happened over the summer because that's kind of irrelevant at this point.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard it, then I'm sorry. We're going to talk about the stuff that happened in the last week, and if you've never seen the show, we kind of go segment by segment. We go movie news first, and then we go with the TV. We do some anime news. New this season, we're going to do some gaming news. And video games. So
we're changing things up.
Yeah, so we'll have fun with it, and we'll try not to bore you too much. We're gonna go short this season.
Short.
No more hour and a half long.
Well, that was because of the trailer. So if you missed the trailers, I mean, if you watched last season,
we have a show coming up. Pitch the
show.
That
was you messed up the pitch.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I'm already. Yeah. Show's over.
Cut it.
Show's over.
If you missed the trailer, and when we talked about the trailers, you'll look forward to our new show that I'm going to co-host with a different person each week. I'm going to start out with these two guys that are here, week 1 and week 2. And I'll just bring in people who are kind of savvy in that situation. We're going to break down some of the more popular trailers of the week. Quick 10-minute YouTube type of show where we get to watch trailers and rip on them. So it'll be fun. Unnamed and not known when coming yet.
You know, we should name it something along those sides of
like I said, Trailer
Mystery
Park
Science Theater. No, you can't name it Trailer Park because
Trailer Park Boys.
Trailer Park Boys, and also Comic-Con has something called Trailer Park.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, Trailer Park Extended.
Yeah. It's something alongside Mystery Science.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, Mystery Science.
We're shooting next week. We have a week to figure it out. All right, so let's get right into it. Time for the movie news. All right, so with the casting news, I put these all in the front here. We've had a lot of Doctor Strange news that has hit the wires in the past week. Apparently, there's just been leaks coming out. Latino Reviews got all this crazy stuff.
It's
always Latino Review.
Yeah.
So first we heard that there was Jack Huston was going to be for Doctor Strange.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, just the Joaquin Phoenix news hit like a fireball out of heaven into the earth. So it was Joaquin Phoenix maybe in talks for Doctor Strange with an update saying his press said, no, he's just a part of the talks right now.
Yeah.
And then the studio said he's just a part of our creative agency. That doesn't even mean he's in talks.
Right.
And then we have a published piece that says why Joaquin Phoenix might not be Doctor Strange. Guys, discuss this for us. Let's break it down.
Well, one of the things is Joaquin Phoenix has had this strange, weird vibe thing that he goes on back and forth between genres, even movies. Like he did music for a while, and now he's back in acting. Yeah. So I'm like, does Marvel really want to sign him for that
I feel like he's
long?
A risk because he's kind of a wild card.
You think that's what all this
delaying
and this sidestepping is?
Yeah, like what happened to Benedict Cumberbatch?
I think it's still there because we went to comic.
Isn't Doctor Strange not white?
No, Doctor Strange is white.
Yeah.
Well, comics I've read.
Yeah.
In the movies I've animated movies I've seen. He's a surgeon who has like the most gifted hands, and then he loses them, the power, and then. So, anyways, don't want to give away too much.
Benedict Cumberbatch is gross.
Oh, wow,
that's why.
I'm sorry, he's like the ugliest man on the planet.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Starting off strong. Starting off strong. Yeah.
Good.
I don't want to exaggerate, but I'm pretty sure Benedict Cumberbatch is the ugliest man on the planet.
Okay.
Yeah, let's not give Rachel's handle at the end.
There was a panel with Benedict Cumberbatch pimping. He's a voice in upcoming Penguin
Madagascar,
movie. And so he was asked kind of a question about it, and he kind of sidestepped it and gave a little inside joke about Doctor Strange. So there's still some belief that he's in negotiations.
Yeah.
If not Joaquin Phoenix, I guess. Joaquin Phoenix has got all the publicity.
I mean, he's a great actor, but he's a liability, I think, when it comes to long-term contracts.
Right. Okay, so Chris Hemsworth, Charlie Day, the most unlikely two to join the Vacation sequel. Vacation.
Really
Like-
unlikely? Charlie Day.
I think Charlie, Chris
Yeah.
Hemsworth.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
he's Chevy Chase.
Like, okay,
I
so
get-
okay,
right.
that vacation. That's what. That's,
Yeah.
that's the
Okay,
Vacation. They're
okay.
going to do another sequel too.
Yeah.
Yes.
It probably. I think you know what. I honestly think they might be going the realm of where
and
they
it's
want
going
to
to
do
be
it.
a reboot or sequel. It says. It's also Ed Helms is
That
already
picture
signed.
they used.
Ed Helms is signed on it, so is Christina Applegate.
Are we
With
showing that picture, by the way? Did we get that?
Of Chris
Are you
Chris
showing that
Hemsworth.
Picture of Chris Hemsworth? No. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
What about the Charlie Day one? Okay.
Oh, that's priceless.
According to Variety, Hemsworth is going to play Audrey's husband, and Day will play a river raft touring guide. So, yeah,
Yeah.
excellent.
Who
Are you guys
knows?
looking forward to a Vacation?
No.
Reboot?
No.
What's the reboot?
No.
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 Look,
No.
I mean, I don't think we're discussing it, but I kind of wanted to mention it. We're not talking about box office at all, are we?
No.
No. Okay, then I'll just briefly mention it. It's too late. It's
Nobody
far too
cares.
late. Nobody cares. Nobody
There's-
cared about
nobody
Sin City.
has-
Did you see Sin
Oh,
City?
Sin City.
I
yeah.
love Sin City, and I
Did-
didn't
did-
even see Sin
I
Exactly.
didn't see it, but I heard it did bad.
Yeah.
And they-
Eighth place on opening
Well, it's
weekend.
got a bad
$9
Rotten
million,
Tomatoes
$9
score.
million
I
dollar
mean,
opening
it's
weekend.
Like a bad movie, apparently. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Basically, from what I understand, it wasn't that the movie itself was that bad. It was literally most of the critics were like, "Why did you make this movie 9 years after the first one?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
When the first one wasn't even that huge of a hit anyway.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so
Well,
moving on. That's all
yeah.
the casting news we got for the
Vacation.
week.
Yeah.
So let's move on to some production news. Avengers: Age of Ultron. Lots of. I mean, it's over. It's wrapped already. It's done.
They're done
They're
shooting.
done shooting.
What?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, Joss Whedon tweeted out the photo of him saying Avengers wrapped. It's
Nice.
done. So it's done in the can. It's in post now.
That's principal photography.
Principal is done. Yeah.
Principal, but what about like B-rolls and
Oh, I don't
stuff?
know. I don't know about
probably not. Okay.
Well, we'll get into some of that right now. So, lots of spoilers again from stinking Latino Review and Badass Digest is another one. I don't want to credit them too. So this is a possible rumor, possible spoiler. You guys want to get into it about the Avengers, the plot?
Oh, the overhaul thing?
Yeah.
I mean, yes. Why not? You
All right,
can't
so-
keep the same.
So in a quote from Badass Review, it says, from his source, he says, "I'm hearing that Marvel has cold feet about including her," meaning the new Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel, because they're doing the new version.
Right.
In the film, not because they're against the character. My sources assure me she is coming, and it's plausible she could be on the team in Avengers 3, but because they're not, that they want to introduce her in this way, they basically aren't certain. They want to just drop her into the MCU fully formed in-team movie. So they might want to give her her own origin movie, I guess.
That would work, yeah.
But then in the same, he goes down here a little bit and says that they're kind of going away from the origin movies. That's the talk on, and they want to do more, jump right into it like Guardians of the Galaxy was,
Yeah.
without giving too much backstory.
Well-
like Thor and Iron Man had origin.
Not
movies.
doing solo
Yeah.
backstories,
Right.
but kind of just doing
Right.
like
Team.
side
Like
team
the
stories.
opening of the 5-minute opening of the movie. Is
Honestly,
the backstory.
I look, well, for someone like Marvel, like Miss Marvel, it's kind of hard to do because no one really knows, Marvel, so they kind of have to do an origin
I
story.
mean, nobody knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were before the movie was
Nobody,
announced.
and
Yeah,
obviously
true
that
that,
is
yeah. But that had so much going for it. Like, Guardians just had characters. They had huge character development, and I think that's what helped Guardians of the Galaxy.
All right.
Just the raccoon and stuff.
So there's also a couple other links I'll throw in the show notes, but we're going to move on. Also in the Age of Ultron, Joss Whedon and Kevin Feige talk about the Ultron Army and Hulkbuster. It's a cool little read if you want to get a little backstory on what those are going to be like. And there's a new photo of Hawkeye from Avengers: Age of Ultron. They changed his costume up a little bit.
Yeah.
Is it still the one where he's got the long sleeves?
Yeah,
Long
it's
sleeves,
dope,
yeah.
yeah.
So.
Looks like a
Seems-
cloak.
Really
Yeah.
improbable.
And
for
then keeping on
someone
and Hawkeye,
archer.
he's
Yeah.
rumored to appear in Captain America 3. So instead of having Scarlett Johansson, we're going to have another
Okay.
former agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Cool.
I
Is
guess,
she
help
not
him out.
going to be in Captain America 3?
Because now there's rumors that she's getting her own movie.
It's more of like, we want to do this, but we can't.
Yeah, right.
It's like,
By the way, the footage they showed at Comic-Con for Avengers was awesome.
Yeah,
They
I
showed
saw it online.
Hulkbuster.
They took it down in like one day, but
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. Okay, so sticking with Captain America, I think this was kind of big news. Captain America 3, it's almost 2 years away, but they're saying that this will wrap up Chris Evans / Steve Rogers' story.
well, yeah, because he's only got.
That's his last movie.
Yeah.
As Captain America.
They have to move on.
Well, yeah, and I think it's perfect timing that we saw over the summer. If anybody missed it, Marvel did a full revamp of their comics, and the new Captain America is going to be
Sam Wilson.
Sam Wilson.
Yeah.
So I think that'll
But I
play
mean,
perfectly with the
Well,
cinematic
it'll
universe.
probably, it's most likely going to be Bucky taking over the Cap mantle because
So-
Sebastian Stan signed on for
Yes.
9 movies.
He
Yeah,
is?
yes.
Oh, well,
He's
then
got
there
a
you
big
go.
contract. And also, I don't think it'll be the last time we see Captain America
We'll see him in Avengers 3.
in Avengers 3, yeah. So I think that'll be the end of
Yeah.
the official end of Captain America.
All right.
That Captain America.
That Captain America.
Yeah.
Steve.
Ridley Scott says Blade Runner 2 script is damn good.
All right,
What do you
well,
guys think?
it's so
I don't
hard.
need to read any more than that.
Yeah.
It's
That's the
so
quote.
hard for me to get excited about this because Blade Runner is my favorite movie
Yes,
of all
Yeah.
time,
one of
and it's
my favorite too. Yeah.
It's
I don't
good.
know.
It goes back into the line.
Stands the test of time even to today.
Yeah, it goes
So,
back to like, it's kind of far. It's like
It's-
they waited a long time.
that, and it's not really something. I never have watched it and thought that I needed to see more, especially if Harrison Ford stars in the movie. It completely. If Harrison
Gonna break
Ford
his
is
hip this time.
75-year-old Harrison Ford in this movie, then it completely destroys the theory that his character in the original is a replicant.
Right.
Right.
Because that was the kind of ironic twist that they put into the final cut, was that it's implied that he's also a replicant, and by making this movie, it's kind of
Yeah.
destroying that theory, which I really like. That theory makes the movie so much more interesting to me.
Nice little twist.
Yeah.
And I think Ridley Scott confirmed it himself,
That
that Deckard is a replicant.
did he in like former interviews? Or
I don't know if it
something?
was in an interview or what, but I'm pretty
to
sure
research
it's
that.
all but confirmed.
All right. Blade Runner 2 on the way. Script good. Neil Marshall from Game of Thrones fame that we just talked about briefly for a second ago wants to make a Black Widow movie, but like you said, it's
Yeah,
coming.
there's a
Yeah.
huge gap between
Yeah.
there's someone who wants to make one
Yeah.
and that Marvel's actually going to make one.
Right.
But apparently, I've heard that more people ask about Black Panther and Black Widow movies than they do
We
about
haven't
like
even seen Black Panther yet. He'll probably be at the Avengers
more
movie.
people
Yes.
want to see that than another Iron Man movie.
I don't think there is any more Iron Man movies. Actually.
Well, we heard over the summer that Robert Downey Jr. was again in talks for one more. Because he just can't seem to give up the. I don't know if you follow him. Do you guys have Facebook? I don't know if you follow him on Facebook, but ever since he discovered Facebook, he's been going crazy.
Yeah, he
has
loves
he?
his Tumblr
Like-
memes about himself.
Oh, he reposts like all the art,
Oh,
all
wow.
the like fanfic stories that are about him, all that stuff. So he's
Oh,
like
wow.
really, he's embracing that he is Iron Man now.
Oh,
Like so, I don't know if
getting
he's
to
got
his
a change
head.
of heart, yeah.
Yeah.
Or if like he just saw that he made 54 million in the last
Yeah.
movie he did, and he wants to maybe just keep doing that, or I don't know. But I wouldn't mind. He is Tony Stark in my opinion. He's just so
Right.
good.
Well, I mean that goes back to saying like Hugh Jackman is Wolverine.
I know.
That whole
Even
controversy.
Another
though he
combo.
kind of
Yeah.
All right, so did you guys see Kick-Ass 3 or 2?
No.
Yes. I
No.
saw Kick-Ass too.
Chloe, let's say Chloe Moretz, she's giving up on Hit Girl and Kick-Ass 3 because she doesn't like movie pirates.
Publicity stunt.
that Kick-Ass, the first one, barely made enough money to
Yeah.
warrant a sequel,
Yeah.
and then Kick-Ass 2 didn't even match that.
No.
So her blaming that on movie
Movie
piracy.
pirates,
Yeah.
all the blame.
It's-
Because Game of Thrones is the most pirated thing of all time, and yet it still
HBO
makes
Yeah.
still
tons of
pours
money.
millions of
And-
dollars into it.
Right, so that
Right.
theory doesn't hold
Yeah.
water anymore.
And I'm
in
sure
anyone's
her
world.
recent movie isn't making enough money.
No, it's-
yeah.
Oh, the
If I
If
Stay?
I stay. Yeah. I'm sure
Anyways.
it's just a stunt,
Anyways.
honestly.
That's a way to pass
Yeah.
off blame on a movie that wasn't actually that good.
Jeff, for this next one, did you get the Pixar picture? Okay, so we have our first look at Pixar's next movie.
I didn't even know this existed.
called
by the
Inside
way.
Out.
Yeah. It looks awesome, and I saw the character
Did you
cast.
see the character? So
Yeah.
we should be showing it right now. So there's not much else. Let's see. They got a sneak peek at last year's D23. It's going to be Amy Poehler, Mindy Kaling, Bill Hader, Phyllis Smith, and Louis Black.
Amy Poehler's playing that little girl.
No, Amy Poehler, they're all playing the emotions.
Yeah, the emotions. I read that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
That shot reminds me of from a short film that I saw. I think it was.
It's taking place
remember.
inside the mind of Riley, this girl that we're showing on the thing right now. So.
I like this concept. I'm really, because I know Pixar's kind of been in a slump.
Yeah.
The past-
And they had to
Cars.
delay. They didn't even get a movie out this year because they had to delay it.
Yeah, because originally it was going to
It was
be
the dinosaur one.
there was Newt was the
No,
original.
Newt
Yeah,
got
that was a
Yeah,
long
shut
time
up.
ago. And then there was the dinosaur, the good dinosaur.
The good dinosaur was supposed to be this year, but
Yeah.
because of production complications, had to
Cars.
move to next year.
Stupid.
Here we have Finding Dory coming out, so
Yeah.
I think we might have 2 Pixar movies in 1 year because.
And then the year after that will probably be The Incredibles 2.
Incredibles
Because
2,
I know that
right.
that's finally happening.
No more cars, please.
All right,
No.
so I'm gonna.
No,
gonna
they're
skip
just
past
doing
some of this other
planes
stuff.
now.
I'm gonna skip over.
Planes too.
Underworld is getting rebooted, so yay, I guess. I mean,
The
I'm a
10
big-
people that are really into Underworld.
Yeah.
I mean, I am. I guess I watched it from the first. The first one was really good.
I only
really
saw up
liked
to the
Underworld.
second one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I watched all the prequel one was so bad. Like
I didn't know
so
that
bad.
existed. So is there 4 total? or
there's
is
4
it-
total.
Oh,
including
wow.
The prequel, yeah.
Kate
It's
Bacon's
bad.
in that too?
No.
Yeah, no,
No.
yeah.
No, she's not in the prequel. There's one that she's not in.
It's got to be the.
Maybe it's a prequel.
Or maybe they stopped her at 3 and then brought her back.
No, she's
for
in the
sequel.
newest one because I saw
Okay.
that one.
So maybe they brought her back for the
Anyway,
prequel.
I don't know. I didn't read much of the article, but hey, it's getting rebooted, so yay. We got a first look at some new posters from Mockingjay coming out. Some Rebel posters. You
Saw
got pictures of those up, Jeff? Or, okay,
Yeah,
so
those
which
were
ones-
cool.
Do we have them all? Okay, so we'll look at this real quick before we move on.
Those were good. The marketing campaign for that.
The Hunger Games has
pretty
been
awesome.
really consistent in their marketing, and they deliver.
I mean, we haven't been on since last year, but I loved the teasers. Where
Yeah,
it's just
the videos,
two-
the
two
propaganda
visuals.
videos,
Yeah, the
yeah.
propaganda. is
Yeah.
so good. Like
They
when
know-
I first saw it, and it was just the propaganda. I was like, what is it? And then President Snow comes like, oh.
Yeah. Lionsgate has done
Yeah.
such a good job marketing these movies. They really kind of get it.
Yeah.
They get how to market them, and then the movies themselves deliver
So we have a picture
consistently.
of Boggs. We have a picture of Gale. We have a picture of Castor. Messala? Masala? Oh,
You honestly don't even really need to. The movies are
That's pretty
better.
spot on.
They're better than the
Boggs,
books.
What?
And of course Cressida at the end there.
Who is not a character from the books.
Yeah, she's a new
Natalie
new
Dormer's
Yeah,
character?
she actually did shave her head and everything
That's
she
cool.
showed up at,
Yeah.
at a movie premiere like that. Yeah.
Well, she was at Comic-Con like that too.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And then finally, we got some Star Wars news. Good Lord, there's a lot of leaks, and I even put that in there. Holy Sith, that's a lot of Star Wars spoilers. Really quick, Harrison Ford has come back to the set, so for all you that were concerned about poor old Harrison Ford, he's
Breaking
back.
his foot, Millennium
He's
Falcon.
back. He's back on the London
It's like the
set.
saddest thing I've ever heard.
It's like a joke that
I feel like
starts
it's
somewhere,
so
right?
yeah, it's like so representative.
Before we
of
get into
Harrison Ford.
spoilers, and somebody did a fan art rendition, but did you see Mark Hamill's epic Sith, or epic Jedi beard? The photo they released?
Oh yes.
Well,
yeah.
it's in the fan fiction photo we have up right now, but it's sort of amazing.
Yeah.
He looks just like Obi-Wan.
It's
Yeah, he
so
does.
Good. I feel like J.J. Abrams is going to do this justice.
J.J. Abrams, you can tell when you watch his
He's a
Star
fan.
Trek
He's
reboots
a
that
fan.
he
Yeah.
would rather have made Star Wars.
Yeah, he's totally. And he even said he's.
I
a fan
just
of
hope
Star
he
Wars.
doesn't do a lot of lens flare that he did in
You know
Star
there's gonna
Trek.
be
You
some
know.
lens flare. That's his style. Come on. All right, so this is Latino review, of course. Good lord, do those guys just have? They just get their guys to go get hired at studios just so
Yeah.
they can make stuff? Like that's what I feel like. Hey, go intern at these
Yeah.
places, you know, like I don't.
Who knows?
Okay, so here we go.
I did hear that Daisy Ridley, she's signed on for the entire trilogy, so her character is
Oh.
going to be like one of the major characters too.
Oh, that's cool.
So here's the quotes that we have. Scaling Michael Island is the location for the Sith homeworld. Like in the expanded universe, the Sith were founded by a Jedi who practiced moral relativism thousands of years ago, a long, long time ago, yes, far, far away. Met up with a Plagueis and started going by the Sith named Darth Ruin. To unite the Sith tribes under the dark side of the Force, and he says, I don't know if all that is going to happen in the movie, but it's going to get called back as we have a new Ruin in the movie. Whomever fancies himself the biggest threat might be the Sith Inquisitor. We learned over the summer that we got a photo released with a half cyborg
With the
face,
card.
human face, with Darth Vader's crushed helmet, and they said that's the main villain, the Sith Inquisitor. So, anyways.
That's awesome.
Well,
And also the planet itself is somehow a weapon, so another Death Star?
I like the
Another
fact
Death
that they're
Star?
getting back into the mythology of ancient Star Wars as opposed to political strife. And
Right, and I swear that they said they're not going to include the expanded universe, but
I mean,
Here
they're
we
gonna
are.
borrow from it because
Yeah.
there's no reason not to when you already have so much material.
Yeah. How many books are there? There's tons
There's
of books.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
so. All right, Star Wars stuff, and just a quick few opinion pieces. I want to get your guys' thoughts on it. I like the second one better. Warner Brothers, DC's no jokes rule is ill-considered and dumb. So apparently Warner Brothers and DC, for their new Warner Brothers DC movies, have this rule that no jokes.
You're bringing together this team of characters. You have aliens and you have all of this weird stuff coming together, but you can't have enough levity to make jokes.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it all started with, Christopher Nolan's reboot. So apparently it's been going on and it's worked for them. So I don't know. What do you think, Gio? You like that?
No,
like the
I
rule?
don't.
You like
No.
the rule that a studio puts on when they say no jokes? This is not going to be a Marvel style movie.
That's
But
dumb
look,
because Batman had it. It had its running jokes. It was funny. It was smart. I mean, they played it off smart, I think.
Yeah, there wasn't slapstick. It was clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just written very well, where you just kind of, it was more in the dialogue. And one particular scene that's often a lot of GIFs refer to as when the mansion is being burned down, and Alfred comes in, and he lifts up the log from Christian Bale's chest, and he's all
all
like,
those bloody push-ups, you can't even lift a log.
yeah, you can't even lift the log.
That was the only.
Yeah, it's like there's not jokes, there's no gags, it's just little and dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then finally the other little opinion is the original Wonder Woman, Linda Carter, was commenting about Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
She's
Gadot.
Anyways, she doesn't like that there's not the colors in there, but she's just happy that they're putting her out there anyway.
But you also can't really get a
did
sense
this
for
come out
what.
over the summer when we were on break? The release of this photo?
Yes, it came out after
You
Comic-Con.
don't really get the
Comic-Con.
colors
So quickly,
in
what
this poster
Well,
anyway.
here you go. They this website I have took out some of the lighting, and that's what it would look like in more natural lighting.
Okay,
so
so it's
and
not.
reds.
Yeah, you have the colors in there. They're just muted.
Yeah. So we didn't get to talk about it. So in 10 seconds or less, tell me what you think of the costume.
The costume or the actual Wonder Woman?
Well, we talked about that because we knew she was.
She is not built for that.
Yeah. We'll work it out. But,
Uh,
anyways, the costume. I like the costume.
The costume's
A lot of
alright.
people hate it. I like it.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
I think it fits
It
in line.
in
Yeah.
their universe.
Yeah. Batman's costume. Did they show that?
Cool.
'Cause
So
that
let's
was
move on to
awesome.
some TV and streaming
big
news.
junk?
I put streaming news because Netflix is now a force in winning Emmys all over the place. So it's not just TV anymore. It's TV and internet.
Yeah.
Especially with Community,
Yeah,
my favorite show, going to Yahoo Screen this fall.
Yeah,
Which
streaming.
no one even knew what Yahoo Screen was
Until
before they
now,
did
which I
this.
will be watching this fall on Yahoo
Yeah.
Screen. All right, so we got some casting news. Speaking of Community, Donald Glover, who is also Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of things lately.
Yeah.
Is now the new Spider-Man, Miles
Ultimate.
Morales. Yeah, in the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Which is cool that they actually gave
Yeah,
him
they
that
bring him
nod
in.
because they did it because of his campaign.
Yeah,
It was
and
Donald
because
for Spider-Man.
I think they in the comics they've kind of abandoned that character because it wasn't popular with the fan base anymore. I think they're not writing him in anymore. I thought I read that somewhere.
I
Mm,
don't
haven't
know.
read that.
I thought
I thought as far as I knew, Miles was still a
because
character.
he's the all red Spider-Man, right?
He's red and black.
The all red and black with the big spider that stretches down across.
I think
the
so.
chest.
Yeah. So farther down, Spider-Man's like.
All right, so you guys are you guys old enough to remember the Tick, the original?
Yes. Yes.
I'm
the
aware
Tick.
of it. I'm
Okay.
probably not.
I was a fan because I was a little
So
kid
was
at
I.
the time. And it
Tick
was
was awesome.
amazing. It was Patrick Warburton in his heyday.
Yeah.
Right off his Seinfeld stints. It never got any love because it was on Fox and
Yeah.
they buried it. So it's coming back for Amazon in
I
their
think
newly
it's on
formed Amazon
Netflix.
Studios. Yeah, the original Tick?
Yeah.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah, I think it's on Netflix. Yeah.
So Amazon's going to greenlight it. I'm just
Awesome.
excited.
I
don't know.
I'll probably go back and watch the original Tick.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty sure it's on
The
Netflix.
animated one was amazing.
Yeah.
But the live action was cool
Yeah.
too.
So wacky.
Okay. I didn't really read this one into too much who she even is. You guys would probably help me out. But
She's
Adrienne Palicki joins Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
She's
as
a TV
super
actress.
spy.
She's been on a bunch of
Anybody-
stuff.
No.
Superstar? I don't know.
My more favorite one was the next one. Lucy Lawless also joining Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's awesome. Xena Warrior Princess.
Yeah.
Coming back to TV. Yes. Fanboy dreams have come true.
She comes back.
If
as
she
Xena.
makes, if they have her make some sort of weird reference to
You
the
know
show,
Joss Whedon's gonna have her make some weird reference.
Yeah, that's right. I said, ah. All right, going on to the production news of the week for the TV and streaming news. Guillermo del Toro, The Strain. You guys are big fans, I hear, or one of you?
I watched.
Jeff is
I watched
pointing
the
over there.
first episode. Yeah.
He's a big fan. It's got renewed for a second season, so if you're excited about how the season's going so far and you want more of that.
Yeah, I stopped watching it, and then
Should
now
I,
that
should
I
I
heard
give some
season 2.
spoiler alerts since somebody told me?
No, don't do
Okay.
spoilers.
I kind of was upset on what it turns out they are.
You're spoiling.
I think you told me that.
No, I did
you
not
didn't
tell
know,
you.
Somebody told me.
No.
Anyways. All right, NBC. Here's a lot of developing stuff that they're bringing a lot of movie adaptations coming up here. So first we have NBC taking on The Devil's Advocate, which is I thought a great movie with Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino. Great. And then we got Steven Spielberg's developing Minority Report as a TV series, and HBO's doing Shutter Island.
Isn't that kind of what Person of Interest already is?
What,
Minority Report?
Yeah.
In like modern day, but like
Not
this is going
not
to be
the
Minority
future.
Report dystopia,
Yeah.
like we saw Tom Cruise in.
It's not the future.
Just don't make it like they made the cyborg or the cyborg.
Almost Human?
Yeah, don't do it like that, because I think that's what they were trying to do in that.
like a
sort of
procedural.
cop, future cop show.
And there's one more, dude.
And The Omen is getting a full season order from Lifetime.
No,
Lifetime.
Yeah, that's so good.
Well, they did that the Rosemary's Baby too.
You see NBC.
Yeah, but it wasn't like
no, that was NBC.
See
Yeah,
NBC, Steven Spielberg, HBO,
Lifetime.
like Lifetime original movie,
Yeah.
The Omen.
It seems to be a popular
they put that
thing.
they put that like Gaussian filter on it to
Yeah.
make it look like a Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
It's what's her name that's in like every Lifetime movie stars in it. Who's that one actress that used to be in all the Kmart ads and she did all the Lifetime movies?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Mom-looking woman.
I would probably know who you were
God,
talking about.
I can't even remember
This
her
is
name.
crazy that they're adapting so many movies into TV shows. I mean, even like
I'm
back.
excited for Shutter Island because I thought a cool movie.
That's
yeah.
But I mean, 12 Monkeys is also coming to Sci-Fi.
Right.
12
we
Monkeys,
talked
and
about
then
that,
Fargo, which of awards.
You like that?
Yeah, and it
I
was
haven't even
amazing.
watched it yet.
It's really good, and it won awards.
So yeah, I'm excited. That's cool stuff. Netflix, speaking of streaming, just bought the exclusive rights to The Blacklist. I don't know if either of you guys watched that show.
I haven't seen that show, but
No, it's on my queue, but I haven't gotten to it yet. I've heard good things, and usually Netflix picks up good properties. So, and then finally, Star Wars Rebels, the one animated little thing we have in here, finally has a date, and that date is as soon as my hyperlink opens for my document. Maybe you have it up first. October 3rd. It's Friday.
There you go.
So if you can't wait for end of 2015 to get your Star Wars Expanded Universe on.
and
Star
it's
Wars.
it's supposed to coincide.
There's a
with,
couple things, characters I guess that are going to coincide with it.
Yeah, cool.
Which is interesting. All right, let's move on. Our brand new segment, video game news. All right, exciting.
What's our
Huh? You're doing okay.
Yeah.
30 minutes in.
Cool.
we're almost done. So I want to spend the most time on this first subject.
The shitstorm of
So do
gaming
you
journalism.
You want to break this down first, Rachel? And then we'll
I haven't been following this as much as I should have, but basically Anita
give us the rough
Sarkeesian.
cut, yeah.
There was a controversy with a Kotaku journalist.
So Anita Sarkeesian does tropes versus women in games.
Right. Yeah,
okay.
she does Feminist Frequency, where she kind of calls out misogyny in
And
gaming.
apparently she did a super egregious one that really the gaming community hated. I think it was last week. And basically,
there's been like kind of a double-headed dragon of terrible gaming misogyny news. There's a Kotaku journalist, Zoe Quinn, who's basically, I guess her ex-boyfriend leaked that she slept with a bunch of, or no, she's a game developer who slept with journalists to get good reviews.
Wow.
These reviews don't exist.
Oh, but they don't exist.
Yeah,
So these
this
are
claim.
unfounded claims.
Yeah, these are unfounded claims, basically to slander this game developer.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's horrible. So basically, the crazy game fanboys, misogynistic fanboys, came out to her house and like drove her out of her house. Basically, she had to call the cops. And,
What?
Yeah, Tower of the Internet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see all the good things it does.
I love it because her career is calling out misogyny in video games, and
And
to try to stop her, they completely fuel.
yeah,
They
Yeah.
just completely
live
buy
into
into
that
it.
stereotype. Yeah,
That's stupid.
it's horrible. All right, so that was the dark news of gaming this week. I mean, it's a horrible thing, but let's move on a little bit lighter. So Telltale, popular for doing all the
Walking Dead.
and then more.
Wolf
Sam
Among
and
Us.
Max.
What's that?
Sam and Max.
Wolf Among Us was the
The
last
Wolf
big one.
Among Us
Yeah.
is the next one. Mobile games, and I guess they could be for PC too.
Well, no, they're big.
Yeah.
They're like Steam.
Cross-platform, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all their big
So
games
they're
are on Steam.
they're possibly teasing a setting for a new Game of Thrones series.
Well, there's a Game of Thrones in development for sure.
Yeah.
Like Telltale's is for sure, and they had, I think before that it's Borderlands. They're doing Borderlands as well. So and then some new characters maybe
Cool.
introduce.
Exciting.
Yeah.
League of Legends World Championship. It's going to sell out a 45,000 seat stadium for e-gaming.
This e-gaming thing has gotten out of control.
Yeah.
I personally don't play League of Legends that much anymore. I did when it first came out, but it kind of got boring to me because I like more character-driven story
Right.
Yeah.
games. But apparently it's enough to get 45,000 people to pack the seats.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming millions and millions of viewers online.
And I think what was it? ESPN2, one of the
Yeah,
ESPN?
no,
They
ESPN2 does
started
esports
covering
now.
it Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a controversy apparently.
Because
So
it's
if
not
you
a
got
sport.
that
Yeah.
So if you got that Uplay channel up on YouTube, you're poised to make millions.
Yeah.
Like it's about to boom.
How many
Yep.
people do you think are going to be, I'm going to stream my games and make millions of dollars?
You know, I mean, there's already people that do it, but they don't make millions.
Well, I know actually they do.
Yeah,
Some
professional, like,
Some of them do.
YouTube streamers.
Those Twitchers,
Yeah.
yeah, they do. Yeah, they
YouTube.
got ads running in their sidebar. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, some of them do make millions.
Speaking of Twitch, so people who watch Twitch plays Pokemon, which I did.
I did for the
incessantly
first
for
season.
some reason. 1 billion minutes combined. Billion with a B.
So how many days is
I
that?
don't know.
I
don't
can't
like
even
other
I can't
than-
even quantify that for you. I have no
That-
crunching of numbers.
A waste of a lot of people's time.
Lord.
Yeah.
Uh,
The things we.
Nintendo, just things keep getting better for Nintendo. They laid off 320 workers in Europe, despite saying that they were against that practice last year. So, little
Way to go,
crow
Nintendo.
eating for Nintendo.
Oh, Nintendo.
We have some good news about Nintendo later, but
It's
we're
not
gonna have
so
to
Is
dedicate-
that
we're gonna
good?
have to
It's
dedicate
not
a
good.
segment
Is
one
that
of these
dead?
days.
Is that good news?
It's not.
Well, if you like new hardware, I guess.
Of things that you bought a year
Things you
ago?
bought a year ago.
It's not.
Yeah, we got to dedicate a whole segment to
Yeah.
talk about Nintendo. I'm so sad for them. Anyways, and finally, Lindsay Lohan, which I think we talked about this on one of the
We did.
before.
Yeah.
So here you go. I think this was my thesis. Lindsay Lohan's lawsuit against GTA 5 publisher was for publicity, says court document.
Was it because there was that character in the game
Yes.
that like may or may not have been based
So
off of
she
her?
sued him, and I was saying at the time, I'm like, this has to be just a PR stunt, right?
It's dumb.
And it was.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
You're at it again.
Yeah, you made Rockstar sell a couple more copies.
job.
You know.
Yeah, just so they could go
Yeah.
kill your character.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's what people did at that point.
Yeah, they bought the game.
They were like, I remember that mission. The mission is to go like photograph her.
Yeah,
and
photograph-
give it to your paparazzi friend to earn money.
Yeah, she's
And,
like,
yeah, I'm pretty sure people just didn't even do it. They just probably shot her. All right, so let's talk about some release dates. A lot of stuff coming out. So we got Persona 5. I like Persona 4 Golden, so I'm excited.
I need to get in.
Persona
I know
5.
I missed the sale. The Persona 3 was on sale on the
Yes.
PSN for
Uh,
like $4 or
yes.
something like that.
Was
I
that
missed
one of the flash sales?
Yeah.
So Persona 4 Golden was one of my favorite Vita games of all time, and I'm excited now. Persona 5 is coming to the PS4, the full console version. That's nice. So that's a cool looking. Resident Evil Revelations 2,
Cool.
early 2015.
So those are the remixes, right? They like
Revelations came
Yeah.
out earlier this year.
they like
No, last
remix.
year.
They remix the game basically,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
And we have Bloodborne, the one they showed off at E3.
Yeah.
That's finally coming to the PS4 on February 5th.
That
So
looks
we're getting
cool.
a lot of release dates
Yeah.
for all these E3 games we saw.
Yeah.
And so Nintendo, your 3DS, it's going to look pretty now because you're getting themes. Ooh, you can customize your 3DS now.
People are gonna buy it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
People are going to buy it.
No, this is just the software.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying, yeah. People are gonna buy the themes.
Yeah.
People love customization, so.
State of Decay, zombie game. You guys see that
Yeah,
one?
yeah, I think I did see
Okay.
that. That looked cool. That was console based, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Coming to the Xbox One 2015.
Yeah.
Super Smash Brothers, if you were excited about that, the roster is leaked, and actually I do want to look at this
You
one.
put it up. That's some major spoilers, dude.
I
And
did.
it's all rumored too.
It says seemingly confirmed by Nintendo announcement.
What?
So,
No.
yeah.
Get out of here. Is this a
Yeah.
new leak? No, seemingly confirmed because one of the characters that was leaked was one of the ones they announced. I
Okay.
think that was it.
So we have some slideshows here. I'm not sure if Jeff got any of these, but
I know. I think he has the picture of the whole roster.
okay. So here's the whole roster. You want to know what it is, or you don't?
No, I already saw it.
Oh,
I know
okay.
who it is. Yeah. There's some interesting takes.
We'll put a link to it in the thing. I don't want to go through every single one.
Yeah,
but
most prominent
it
was
leaked on 4chan.
the dog from Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this.
Yeah, yeah, the
You didn't
dog
know that was
from
No,
Duck
no,
Hunt.
I know. I didn't know that the dog from Duck
He's
had
like
been
right
added.
there. I love
Yeah.
it. Right next to Diddy Kong.
I'm very disappointed that Lucas is not returning. I didn't see him on the roster, and then they
I
mentioned
see
DLC.
Pac-Man in there.
Well, Pac-Man's was already
I
pre-released.
can't believe
yeah.
the dog's in there.
Yeah.
It's a little silly. Wait, does he come with the bird? Because the bird's in the
I
shot
think
too.
so. Yeah, he might use him in a few.
It's horrible.
Oh yeah.
All right. Assassin's Creed Unity, it's been delayed. It's supposed to come out earlier this
That
year.
game
Are they gonna
looks
put some
fun.
women in it?
It's only delayed by a month. I mean, I don't think so. They're probably just tightening
They
things up.
need to because it's a co-op game and it looks tons of fun.
It does look tons of fun.
Yeah.
I've never been a big Assassin's Creed
Neither
fan.
have
But
I.
It's like
fun.
the past I bought Brotherhood and I bought Revelations and I bought number 3. I didn't finish any of them. I ended up selling them back before
Yeah.
I even finished them just because, I don't know, they're so repetitive.
Yeah, we have to talk about that at a later date. So let's move on real quick. The last little bit of news: if you have an iPad or an iPhone, you can play the original BioShock today.
That's awesome.
That is really cool.
Yeah,
In your
it's a
pocket.
good game.
It is
It's
a
a
good
BioShock is
fantastic,
one of my-
yes.
And it doesn't look like it was degraded at all, like they sometimes do for mobile.
Yeah.
It looks like the full game.
Oh, I mean, that
That looks
game
awesome.
is,
really good.
what? It came out in 2007, so it's
Yeah.
I mean, it's
getting up
just
there.
think about that. Console in your pocket.
Such a good. It's still probably one of my favorite,
all-time,
yeah.
if not my
one of the
favorite.
best of all
BioShock
time, I
is
think. Yeah.
probably
Oh, yeah.
my
Yeah.
favorite
And
game
for
of all
50
time.
Super good, yeah.
It's not bad at all. All right, let's move on. That's the gaming news for the week. We got two little anime news
Two
that
anime
Rachel's gonna tell us
snippets.
about.
So the first one is that the OVA series Hellsing Ultimate is joining Toonami on September 13th.
Now, what does OVA mean, Rachel?
It
for all of
means
us noobs?
it stands for original video animation, and it basically means that it's not based on any existing material. That it's part of another series, but it's not based on a manga or something like that.
So when
So
we
it's
say the Kill la Kill OVA is coming out, is it not going to be based on anything?
well, the Kill la Kill was an original series on its own, but this is
Okay.
kind of it's like a separate. It's like extras. It's like Easter eggs. So it's like
Ah,
most of the time they're not really connected to the
I just
story.
want that clear.
They're they're usually it's just extras for the fans, giving them a
Got
little
it.
bit more footage and stuff
Which
like
I'm
that.
excited about. That I'm going to miss because Rachel's having a party.
Yes, I am having a party.
So sad.
But Hellsing Ultimate,
It's work.
it's 10 episodes. They're an hour each. It has some of the best animation I have ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, it is fantastic. It's incredibly violent, which I don't know
What's
how
the
they're going to.
studio that
Madhouse,
does it?
which Madhouse is they're like top tier in terms of
I
animation
really
quality.
Like Trigger. The couple. I saw the
Trigger.
after watching Kill la Kill. I watched the two little. or
Oh,
the one little.
Little
one-off
Witch
they did.
Academia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
yeah. But so Madhouse, they are like the top. They're like best of the best in terms of
Yeah.
animation quality.
Nice.
Hellsing Ultimate is one of their best, and I'm really excited to see it on Toonami. I'm curious to see how much of it they're going to actually be able to show because it's incredibly violent. It is by far the
Yeah.
most violent thing they have ever put on Toonami.
Ooh. Exciting.
It's interesting.
Okay, so we got some Funimation news.
We do have some fun. They announced Otacon was a few weeks ago,
Uh-huh.
and they announced a bunch of big acquisitions.
Steins Gate movie.
Steins Gate movie, which is it's a sequel to the series,
Which is really good.
which is my favorite anime of all time.
I didn't finish it.
It's really good.
I see Cowboy Bebop in here. Tell me
Yeah,
more.
so
It's kind of one of my
Cowboy
favorite
Bebop
animes of
was
all time.
they picked up the rescue rights because the rights that the original Cowboy Bebop rights expired, and so Funimation bought them to give it its re-release, and they're re-releasing it on Bluray
Oh,
finally.
okay,
So
cool.
they're remastered it. I've seen some of the
Beautiful,
screen
so I can
caps.
finally buy it.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen. Yeah, so you're not spending $300 on
God.
DVDs from
Right.
Japan.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I've seen what the remastered screen caps look like. It looks beautiful. Funimation and Amazon, they're both doing their own exclusive limited edition versions. I know Funimation's version comes in something that kind of looks like a record sleeve,
Nice.
and it comes with a tripod to display it on, and
Wow.
That's cool.
Amazon's comes with like 2 art books, and
Dang.
they both come with a bunch of extras, and they're both probably going to retail about $80, and they come
Nice.
out on December 16th.
Hey, that's coming up. That's
And what's the last little part of that?
And then they also acquire the rescue rights to The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, which is an incredibly popular series from about 8 years ago. It's not so much in the U.S., but it's in the anime community. It's pretty highly regarded.
Cool.
And so Funimation bought the rescue rights to that, so they'll be re-releasing it, probably remastering it, and it'll be up on their streaming website.
Nice. Exciting
Cool.
news.
They did that with Code Geass too a few months ago, which is another incredibly
That's another
popular.
good one.
Yeah, but there's since they announced the rescue rights, there hasn't been any more announcements.
Got it.
So everyone's just kind of waiting to see when it'll go up online to stream.
Cool. All right, that was the anime news for the week. Let's wrap up the show real quick. Usually at this time we do our picks of the week. We kind of tell you a little bit about what we've been watching, reading,
Or what to
playing,
watch.
streaming, whatever
Yeah.
we're doing in our lives that is fun and geeky. This week, since we just got back from the summer, we're going to tell you about our favorite picks from the summer.
Yeah.
We'll give you a movie, a TV show, or anime, and a game that you can check out if you haven't already. So,
Yeah.
Gio, why don't you start us out?
Okay, so my pick was for the summer, 'cause besides this main obvious one, was
Yeah, 'cause I think we all
X-Men.
would've had
Yeah,
that one probably.
was X-Men Days of Future Past. I
Yeah.
really liked X-Men.
That was good.
Yeah,
I
X-Men
didn't
Days of
expect a
Future.
lot from it. And
Yeah,
I saw it
Yeah.
twice because I was
Yeah.
excited.
and then for TV shows, I've been watching The Strain, so kind of on top of that. So
Mm-hmm.
let's stick on
Needs an
that.
introduction. I think it's been a lot of pub. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
and especially because it's Guillermo del Toro, and I love
It
Guillermo
looks
del
like you
Toro.
like the Talking Dog movie. Or
Yeah,
Talking Dog
Wilfred.
show.
Yeah, I've been watching Wilfred
The
on
guy in the-
Netflix.
that guy in the dog
Yeah,
suit?
it's really funny.
Okay.
Comedy's really smart.
I never watched an episode.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
really good.
I don't know.
It's really good. It's
It's very dark.
yeah,
Is it?
It's really.
yeah.
What you been playing?
And I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart 8. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
for the
pretty awesome.
DS?
No, for the
The full
Wii U.
Wii U?
For the Wii U, and
Cool.
they recently announced DLC, which
It
is
did look
gonna.
fun. I saw it. And if there was ever a game besides Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
that would make me buy a console, it'd probably be Super.
Well, the
Mario Kart 8.
DLC that they just announced that we didn't talk
I'm not
about
going to.
was
I was just saying if there was.
they're bringing in characters from other Nintendo games. So Link
Oh.
is going to be in there,
God.
and Animal Crossing is going to be in there. So
Okay.
Oh yeah,
well,
wasn't it Isabel from Animal Crossing?
yeah,
in there?
Isabel and the Villager. So
Cool. Rachel, what you got?
So movies, I didn't see that many movies this summer. I saw Guardians of the Galaxy. I saw X-Men. I mean Guardians of the Galaxy. Which remember we did our picks for what was going to be the best movie
Yeah.
and what was going to
And we
make the
all
most
said We
money.
think it's going to be the best, but not make the most. But I think
It's the
made the
highest
budget
grossing
both.
movie of the
It did
year so
both.
far.
yeah,
it did both.
So-
Turtles knocked them out, and then they came back.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Turtles knocked him out of the top weekends.
Yeah.
But Guardians of the Galaxy is still the highest grossing movie of
Yes.
the year. And then as for stuff that I was watching, there were a bunch of anime that I watched over the summer. There was one in particular that I want to recommend because it kind of flew under the radar. It's called Ping Pong the Animation. And
Ping pong.
It's about ping
Forrest
pong.
Gump? Sorry.
No, the other one,
Amazing.
no, Forrest
And-
Gump or Balls of Fury was the other
Yeah,
one.
right.
And it's a sports anime that's not really about sports. It's a very character-driven, emotional show about two friends who are incredibly different in personalities, and both of them
Cool.
growing as they play the sport. And it's got an incredibly unique and dynamic animation style that a lot of people didn't
Nice.
like, but it's very unique, and it's something that I think that everyone should watch if they believe that anime should be considered a legitimate art form.
Which it
Interesting.
should.
Yeah.
Like it's something
Is there
that
still
kind of
that-
it's
yeah.
something
Is
that
there
is
still that argument somewhere?
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's something that everyone who's interested in the art form should check out, and it's streaming on Funimation's website and on Hulu.
Oh, cool. So it's on Hulu. So I
Yeah.
can watch it.
And
I
then
have
for games, me and my friends played a lot of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That game is awesome. If
I've
you've
read a
never
lot
heard
of
of it,
it.
yeah.
That's-
I
Yeah.
did.
That's what we've been
Beat
playing all
Polygon. I
summer,
covered it.
and it's been a lot of fun because
Yeah.
we just sit there and button mash and yell at
Yes.
each other.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. Of course, I
forgot
got
about
Guardians
that
of the
game.
Galaxy. That was my number one. I mean, I saw it literally 4 times. I
Oh,
spent
wow.
money on it 4 times. So they have probably a good of just my, not the people I paid for, but just my money. They at least have almost $60 of my money now at this point. So
There you go.
yay! I enjoyed every moment of every time I saw it.
It's good.
That's how good of a movie it is.
It was
in my
really
opinion.
good.
I can't say enough. If you haven't watched it, who are you? Why are you watching the show? And in case you guys all picked that, my second one would be Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which I
super
thought
good.
was maybe the most well-rounded movie of the summer. Not
See,
as
that
far
was
as
going to be, I haven't seen it, but that was going to be my pick for what was going to be the best movie
really
this
good.
summer.
It was
And
really good.
If I could sum it up in just a few words, it's action. It's great action without not having a reason to have that action.
It's about the chimps.
It's this
yeah.
really character-driven story all the way up, and then at the very end, you have all this pent-up emotion from these several different archetypes,
Mhm.
and it just comes to a head, and it's beautifully done. And then the ending is beautiful the way it just fades out.
Yeah.
yeah.
However,
I
they,
can't say enough. good
I don't
things
know, they
about it.
did underuse Gary Oldman.
They underused Gary
Yeah.
Oldman.
I mean,
I feel like that was some political things that was done behind the scenes.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe.
I don't know. And for my show, it's one that I feel like that didn't get a lot of publicity. *Halt and Catch Fire*. I don't know if you've heard it. It was on AMC.
Yeah, with Lee Pace.
With Lee Pace. So she heard it. It took over kind of the Mad Men slot, Breaking Bad slot. It's going to be, as soon as Mad Men, the final season airs, it's going to take over. Is that airing right now?
No.
Not yet, right?
Not yet, no.
That's going to take over that slot because they already renewed it for a second season. It's basically about this group of 80s reverse hardware engineers of the Silicon Valley boom of the 80s, right when the Mac and IBM were coming out and stuff like that. It's this really just gritty group, and it follows their, like, it's kind of like I describe it as like Mad Men for
nerds.
80s nerds.
Nice.
And yeah, they just basically sit around and they take apart IBM computers and they talk shit amongst themselves, and there's backstabbing and intrigue and everything. So
Cool.
I like it. It's cool. Check it out. And then of course games. I didn't have a PS3 when this game came out, so I bought a PS4 and I was waiting all year for it. So The Last of Us Remastered was finally released with the PS4. And it's as glorious as it was, if not more, because I watched my friends play it on their PS3s, and it's just amazing. And playing it myself on my TV, you know, when you're sitting alone at home, it's just a different experience. It's really fun. So I can't recommend that enough if you haven't played it, and if you have a PS4. Yeah. All right, that's it for us. I think we actually hit our mark this week, guys. It's our 36 minutes.
Well, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Is it not 36 minutes? 36
Yeah,
minutes. Yeah,
yeah.
look at Jeff shaking his head. Okay. 36 minutes. We usually run an hour and 20 minutes or something.
Yeah,
like that, so
seriously.
I think we're good, pretty good. So this has been This Week in Geek for the week of September 1st, 2014. It was episode 14.
Season 2.
Season 2.
Season
Yeah, episode
2.
overall 14 was season 2.
Yeah.
Bear with us. We are hopefully going to be getting some equipment in the next couple
Yeah,
of weeks.
and a new set, too.
Get a new set. I'm
Yeah.
building us a set. We're going to have some
Yeah.
posters back here. We'll maybe get some nice wide shots, another camera. So
Yeah.
we have some fun things. We got some graphics that I got
Yeah.
and when we get our switching, and it'll be fun.
Yeah. We have to, you know, all the
so,
news.
So stick with us if you've been watching us, or you watch it post-production. You can find us on YouTube at the Cycron Media Network, on the YouTube channel, or on cycron.com, where there will be a post hopefully in the next day or two here. And you can tweet at me at Eric D. Lucas, ERIKDLUCAS, or you can find these guys somewhere. I don't know where.
Yeah, I
Shout
will
into the
yeah.
void.
You know, I think we're talking about shout into your computer.
Yeah.
No, you can find them on Cycron. I think they have emails on there somewhere.
Yeah.
So if you search under editors and writers, you'll find them somehow.
You can send me hate mail at rachel@cycron.com.
There you go, because she never checks it.
Yeah.
Use in the subject line idea for a pitch, and she will read it. Just a hack. That's a hack. Rachel's kicking all this hate.
No, I'm not.
No,
I'm not going to read anything.
Aw, you hear that? You hear that? It's not going to read anything. Gerard could not hear what we're saying.
No.
All right.
All
So
right.
thanks again, guys, for watching, and
See you next week.
see you next week.
Yep.
Stay geeky. Bye.
He's snapping at you.
You have to end broadcast.
So that I'm going to co-host with a different person each week. I'm going to start out with these two guys that are here, week 1 and week 2, and I'll just bring in people who are kind of savvy in that situation. We're going to break down some of the more popular trailers of the week. Quick 10-minute YouTube type of show where we get to watch trailers and rip on them. So it'll be fun. Unnamed and not known when coming in.
You know, we should name it something along those sides of
Like I said, Trailer
Mystery
Park.
Science Theater. No, you can't name it Trailer Park because
Trailer Park Boys.
yeah, Trailer Park Boys, and also Comic-Con has something called Trailer Park.
Yeah,
they
I
did?
know.
Yeah.
Well, Trailer Park Extended.
Yeah. Yeah,
Extended
but
cut,
something
rough
alongside
cut,
Mystery
director's cut.
Science.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, Mystery Science.
We're shooting next week. We have a week to figure it out. All right, so let's get right into it. Time for the movie news. All right, so with the casting news, I put these all in the front here. We've had a lot of Doctor Strange news that has hit the wires in the past week. Apparently, like, there's just been leaks coming out. Latino Reviews got all this crazy stuff.
It's
Always Latino Review.
Yeah.
So first we heard that there was Jack Huston was going to be for Doctor Strange.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, just the Joaquin Phoenix news hit like a fireball out of heaven to the earth. So it was Joaquin Phoenix maybe in talks for Doctor Strange with an update saying his press said, no, he's just a part of the talks right now.
Yeah.
And then the studio said he's just a part of our creative agency. That doesn't even mean he's in talks.
Right.
And then we have a published piece that says why Joaquin Phoenix might not be Doctor Strange. Guys, discuss this for us. Let's break it down.
Well, one of the things is Joaquin Phoenix has had this strange, weird
Yeah.
vibe thing that he goes on back and forth between genres, even movies. Like he did music for a while, and now he's
Yeah.
back in acting.
Yeah.
So I'm like, does Marvel really want to sign him for
I
that
feel like he's
long?
a risk
Yeah.
because he's kind of a wild card.
You think that's
Yeah.
what all this in 3, 2, 1, live. Nice. Hello and welcome to This Week in Geek for the week of September 1st, 2014. That's right, we are back live on the air after a summer hiatus off of watching amazing movies, reading some super cool comics, viewing some amazing TV shows, and playing some video games. So yeah, we're back, and I'm Eric Lucas, your host as always, joined by my I'll say long time, even though it's only been not even a year yet.
We've been
cohorts
together.
It's been a whole.
Yeah.
Cohorts in Geek Crime, back for another season. Rachel Dick and Giovanni Estrada. How you guys doing?
Yeah, good.
Good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Have a
hot.
good summer?
It's
hot.
I mean,
It's
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 hot here
hot.
too. We're kind of simulating the summer
Yeah.
in some way by having the lights here.
Yeah.
So.
But it's hot out, so it means you get to stay inside and watch movies and watch anime and play video games.
Yep.
Tons of fun doing it.
I guess.
All right, so let's talk about the news that happened. We're not going to cover any of the news we're going to try not to cover a lot of the news that happened over the summer because that's kind of irrelevant at this point.
Yeah,
If you haven't heard
maybe-
it, then I'm sorry. We're going to talk about the stuff that happened in the last week, and if you've never seen the show, we kind of go segment by segment. We go movie news first, and then we go with the TV. We do some anime news. New this season, we're going to do some gaming news.
Yeah.
Video games. So
Yeah,
that'll be
we're
kinda
changing
cool.
things up. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have fun with it, and we'll try not to bore you too much. We're gonna
Yeah.
go short this season.
Short.
No more hour and a half
Yeah.
long.
Well, that was because of the trailer. So if you missed the trailers, I mean, if you watched last season,
No,
and you
We have a show coming up.
Yeah,
Pitch the
we're
show.
getting to
That was-
Yeah.
If you missed-
You messed up the pitch.
Damn it.
Yeah,
I'm alright. Yeah,
Mike.
show's over.
cut it.
Show's over.
If you missed the trailer, and when we talked about the trailers, you'll look forward to our new show. This,
Delaying.
Delaying.
Yeah.
And this sidestepping is.
Yeah, like what happened to Benedict Cumberbatch?
I
It's
think
okay.
it's still there because
Okay,
we went to comic.
Yeah.
Isn't Doctor Strange not white?
No, Doctor Strange is white.
Yeah.
Well, comics I've read.
Yeah.
In the movies I've
Yeah.
animated movies I've seen. He's
Yes.
a he's a surgeon who has like the most gifted hands, and then he loses them,
Mhm.
the power, and then. So, anyways, don't want to give away too much.
Benedict Cumberbatch is gross.
Oh,
There we
wow,
go.
we have a
That's
minority
why.
in the
I'm
audience.
sorry. He's like the ugliest man on the planet.
Wow.
Okay.
Hey, Rachel.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
starting off
Yeah.
strong. Starting off strong, yeah.
Good.
I don't want to
Wow.
exaggerate,
Don't
but
give-
I'm pretty sure Benedict
yeah.
Cumberbatch is the ugliest man on the planet.
Okay.
Yeah, let's not give
Anyways.
Rachel's handle
At
at the
Comic-Con,
end.
there was a panel with Benedict Cumberbatch pimping. He's a voice in upcoming Penguin
Madagascar, yeah.
movie. And so he was asked kind of a question about it, and he kind of sidestepped it and gave a little inside joke about Doctor Strange. So there's still some belief that he's in negotiations.
Yeah.
If not Joaquin Phoenix, I guess. Joaquin Phoenix has got all the pub.
I mean, he's a great actor, but yeah, he's a liability, I think,
Yeah.
when it comes to long-term contracts.
Right. Okay, so Chris Hemsworth, Charlie Day, the most unlikely two to join the Vacation sequel. Vacation.
Really
Like-
unlikely? Charlie Day.
I think Charlie, like
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
he's Chevy Chase.
Like, okay,
Like,
so okay,
right.
that vacation. That's what. That's,
Yeah.
that's the
Okay,
Vacation. They're
okay.
going to do another sequel too. Yes.
It probably. I think you know what? I honestly think they might be going the realm of where
And
they
it's
want
going
to
to
do
be
it.
a reboot or sequel. It says. It's also Ed Helms has
That
already
picture
signed.
they used.
Ed Helms has signed on it, so is Christina Applegate.
Are we
Look
showing
at-
that picture, by the way?
I
Did we
don't
get that?
know.
Of Chris-
Are you
Chris
showing that
Hemsworth?
Picture of Chris Hemsworth? No. Okay.
Okay.
What about the Charlie Day one? Okay.
Oh, that's priceless.
According to Variety, Hemsworth is going to play Audrey's husband, and Day will play a river raft touring guide. So, yeah,
Yeah.
excellent. Are you
Yeah.
guys looking forward to a vacation?
No.
No.
Reboot?
No.
What's
No.
a reboot?
No.
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 Look,
No.
I mean, I don't think we're discussing it, but I kind of wanted to mention that we're not talking about box office at all, are we?
No.
No. Okay, then I'll just briefly mention it. It's too late. It's
Nobody
far too
cares.
late. Nobody cares. Nobody
There's-
cared about
nobody
Sin City.
has-
Did you see Sin
Oh,
City?
Sin City.
I
yeah.
love Sin City, and I
Did-
didn't even see Sin
I
Exactly.
didn't see it, but I heard it did bad.
Yeah.
And they-
8th place on opening
Well, it's
weekend.
got a bad Rotten Tomatoes
$9
score.
million
Yeah. I mean,
opening
it's
weekend.
Like a bad movie, apparently. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Basically, from what I understand, it wasn't that the movie itself was that bad. It was literally most of the critics were like, "Why did you make this movie 9 years after the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
When the first one wasn't even that huge of a hit anyway.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so
Well,
moving on.
that's-
That's all
yeah.
the casting news we got for the week.
Vacation, yeah.
So let's move on to some production news. Avengers: Age of Ultron. Lots of. I mean, the cast. It's over. It's wrapped already. It's done.
They're done shooting.
They're done shooting. Joss,
What?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, Joss Whedon tweeted out the photo of him saying Avengers wrapped. It's
Nice.
done. So it's done in the can. It's in post now.
That's principal photography.
Principal is done. Yeah.
Principal, but what about like B-rolls and
Oh, I don't
stuff?
know. I don't know about
probably
that
not. Okay.
Well, we'll get into some of that right now. So, lots of spoilers again from stinking Latino Review and Badass Digest is another one I want to credit them to. So this is a possible rumor, possible spoiler. You guys want to get into it about the Avengers, the plot?
Oh, the overhaul thing?
Yeah.
I mean, yes. Why not? You
All right,
can't
so-
keep the same.
So in a quote from Badass Review, it says, from his source, he says, "I'm hearing that Marvel has cold feet about including her," meaning the new Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel, because they're doing the new version.
Right.
In the film, not because they're against the character. My sources assure me she is coming, and it's plausible she could be on the team in Avengers 3, but because they're not, that they want to introduce her in this way, they basically aren't certain. They want to just drop her into the MCU fully formed in team movie. So they might want to give her her own origin movie, I guess.
That would work, yeah.
But then in the same, he goes down here a little bit and says that they're kind of going away from the origin movies. That's the talk on, and they want to do more, jump right into it like Guardians of the Galaxy was,
Yeah.
without giving too much backstory.
Well-
Like Thor and Iron Man had origin.
Not
movies.
doing solo
Yeah.
backstories,
Right.
but kind of just doing
Right.
like
Team.
side
Like
team
the
stories.
opening of the 5-minute opening of the movie. Is the
Honestly,
backstory.
I look, well, for someone like Marvel, like Miss Marvel, it's kind of hard to do because no one really knows, Marvel, so they kind of have to do an origin
I
story.
mean, nobody knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were before the movie was
Nobody,
announced.
you know.
Yeah,
Obviously,
true
that
that.
is
Yeah. But that had so much going for it. Like Guardians just had characters. They had huge character development, and I think that's what helped Guardians of the Galaxy.
All right.
Just the raccoon and stuff.
So there's also a couple other links I'll throw in the show notes, but we're going to move on. Also in the Age of Ultron, Joss Whedon and Kevin Feige talk about the Ultron Army and Hulkbuster. It's a cool little read if you want to get a little backstory on what those are going to be like. And there's a new photo of Hawkeye from Avengers: Age of Ultron. They changed his costume up a little bit.
Yeah.
Is it still the one where he's got the long sleeve?